Hello, this is Noryangjin, Seoul. This is known as the largest residential area for civil service exam takers in Seoul. It's a mecca for those preparing for civil service exams, including civil servants, school teachers, police officers, and firefighters. They live in tiny single rooms and attend cram schools here, studying for 1 to 2 years. That's why this place is called Gosichon in Korean. Gosichon is a Korean word meaning village of people studying for difficult exams. As is the case in any country, becoming a civil servant in Korea requires passing an exam, and the competition is fierce. At one time, the pass rate for the grade 9 civil service exam, the lowest level in Korea, was less than 2%. Only 2 out of 100 applicants would pass. However, that pass rate has now risen to around 5%. A higher pass rate means the number of applicants has been cut in half. Competition is still fierce, but this has had a significant impact on the neighborhood's commercial economy. The number of people living here for study has also decreased by more than half. There are 2 main reasons for the decline in civil service exam applicants. The first is the reduction in civil service pension benefits. In the past, civil servants who worked long hours and retired were guaranteed a generous pension, without having to worry about retirement. However, civil servants now face significant reductions in pension benefits, making retirement completely unaffordable. The second reason is the advancement of online courses. High-quality educational services are now available online, even if you don't study here. In the past, people living in other cities would often come to this neighborhood to study. Now, the quality of online courses is so high that they can easily pass the exam, making it unnecessary to live here. As a result, the number of test takers has decreased significantly. Instead, foreigners have taken up residence in these vacant spaces. Many students are short on money because they focus solely on studying. This is why this neighborhood is known as one of the most affordable areas in Seoul. Foreigners who come to Korea to study are also unable to work due to their student visas and must focus on their studies, so they need to save money. This area is ideal for them to save money. Furthermore, its central location in Seoul means you can get to any part of the city within an hour, a huge advantage. If you look to the left, you'll see a row of makeshift buildings. This is Cupbap Street, a famous spot in this neighborhood. Cupbop is a Korean rice dish served in a paper cup. It's topped with ham, cheese, eggs, seaweed, and kimchi, and eaten with a spoon. It's similar to fried rice. Cupbop, which originated here around 2004, became incredibly popular, and local merchants imitated it, turning this entire street into Cupbap Street. There's also a brand called Cupbop in Utah, USA. It's a local version of the Cupbop found here in Noryangjin, brought to the US and localized. I arrived here at 4:30 p.m. on a Saturday. It wasn't crowded yet, as all the civil service exam prep classes were ending after 6 p.m. Looking to the right, you'll see signs for academies on the tall buildings. Signs for study-related facilities and educational service providers are posted throughout the buildings. I climbed up the overpass at the end of the street. Looking to the left, I could see the entire neighborhood I'd just walked through. I will go down the street to the left across this bridge. If you look to the right, you'll see a traditional Korean wall. That's a park. I'll go there. This is the Sayuksin Park. It's a place associated with a historical event in Korea. Sayuksin means 6 dead ministers in Korean. This is the burial site of 6 loyal ministers. In 1453, the young king's uncle, Grand Prince Suyang, aspiring to become king himself, rebelled and deposed his nephew, the young king. Once crowned king, Grand Prince Suyang executed all his dissenters. 6 of these officials refused to acknowledge him as king. While they publicly acknowledged him, they secretly plotted to restore the young king to power. However, their plot was discovered, and they were all brutally executed. The families of the 6 officials were also killed or enslaved. 200 years later, their loyalty was reassessed, and a cemetery was built here. In 1972, it was turned into a park. I climbed the highest point in the park. It offers a stunning view of Seoul. Looking straight ahead, you can see a tower looming high on a mountain far across the river. That building is Namsan Tower, a landmark of Seoul. The high-rise buildings below the tower are in Yongsan. It's a wealthy area in Seoul. And to the left, you can see a golden skyscraper. That area is Yeouido. It's one of Seoul's 3 major economic districts. After exploring the park, I returned downstairs. Looking to the left, I saw the path I walked across the street at the beginning of the video. I continued straight toward Noryangjin Station. Looking to the right, I've arrived at Noryangjin Station. The building looks old. That's Korea's first railway station. Built in 1899, it served as the starting point for Seoul's railway system. The current building is aging, so there are plans to rebuild it. As an old train station, it has its own unique features. Looking to the right, the ticket gates are right in front of the station entrance. Of all the stations in Seoul, this is the one with the fastest subway ride. I went up to the upper floor of the subway station. From here, I could look down on the Noryangjin neighborhood. I just heard the music announcing the subway's arrival at the station. Looking straight ahead, I could see the Yeouido skyscrapers I'd seen earlier when I climbed to the top of the park, closer up. It's already evening. The night view of Yeouido is truly spectacular. Look to your left, and you'll see a building brightly lit in the distance. That's Seoul's largest fish market. I turn around and head back down towards the subway station entrance. You can feel the gap between the rich and poor in Yeouido and Noryangjin. They're so close together, one area is lined with sophisticated high-rise buildings, while the other has a more down-to-earth feel. I return to the subway station entrance. This concludes my tour of Seoul's Noryangjin. Thank you for watching the video.